What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Pro Speed Baseball. Now, we all want to get into that beautiful forward shoulder tilt position. This position shows us that we're synced up with our swing and that we're coming into the ball solidly with great contact. Now, how do we do this? Now, we have a lot of drills that can do this, and everybody learns it a little bit differently. But in today's video, we're going to show you one extremely simple, extremely cool checkpoint that you can look at in your own swing to see, if, first and foremost, if you're getting into forward shoulder tilt, and secondly, to start applying forward shoulder tilt so you can really start letting all of your speed go into the ball. Let's go ahead and get started. So we recently had one of our online students working through the straight arm release checkpoints in the straight arm release portion of the hitting system, and they were struggling a little bit with getting the forward shoulder tilt. Now, we always want to get technical. We want to understand the technique and everything, but what was kind of cool with this is we tried out something very simple where he got it right away, and now he's coming into the ball solidly. He's synced up with his swing, and I'm very excited to share with you this checkpoint because it's a really easy one, and it can really start helping you out right away. So first and foremost, let's go over what forward shoulder tilt is real quickly. If you haven't seen the forward shoulder tilt video in the hitting system, I highly recommend checking that out to get a more in-depth view on what that is. Forward shoulder tilt is simply this imaginary line we draw through our shoulders, and if at contact and right through contact, we want the top of that line tilted in towards the infield. If we are spun open too much, then we have what we call neutral shoulder tilt. And then the worst thing in the world is when we spin too much, now we have reverse shoulder tilt. So we want to have forward shoulder tilt. This is that position you see all the greatest hitters in. That, again, shows us that we're synced up and we're coming into the ball with solid contact, because if we don't have forward shoulder tilt, that means we're going to be moving left through impact. If we're moving left through impact or pulled side through impact, that means we're going to be slightly cutting across the ball. So this checkpoint that we're going to focus on is going to have to do with our lead shoulder, and that's leaving our lead shoulder in front of our head. So if I'm in my stance right here and I get in my load stride position, my lead shoulder is obviously in front of my head. What I want to have happen is at contact, I still want my lead shoulder in front of my head. Where a lot of players goof up is this lead shoulder at contact is already back behind their head, and now by definition we are now pulling the bat into our pull side and cutting across the ball. This also, can be called bat drag or spinning out. But again, what's cool about this drill is we have one very finite thing we can focus on to help us start to get forward shoulder tilt better, and that is this lead shoulder. So what we're going to do, the first portion of the drill, is simply anything you got to do to keep this lead shoulder in front of your head. So what I do with a lot of my students, if we're working on something like this, I say just make a swing. You don't even have to make a baseball swing. You just hit the ball and leave your lead shoulder in front of your head. So you can see I'm just going to hit the ball and make sure I leave my lead shoulder. That's the first checkpoint that you need to get. If we can't get that, there's no point in trying to swing with any kind of speed through the ball. I'll show you one here from down the line. Again, I'm not worrying about my lower body, my upper body. All I'm worried about is my lead shoulder staying in front of my head. If I have to let go of the bat, whatever that is, that's your first checkpoint to get through. That's the first drill I need you to do before moving on to the second one. The second one is when we're gonna start making a full baseball swing, but at an easy speed. So like everything else we do in the Pro Speed system, we work from slow to fast. If we can do it slow, then we can learn how to do it faster and faster. So we know that our only checkpoint for this drill is to make sure that at impact, our lead shoulder is in front of our head. So it's going to be very good for you guys to use a camera, your phone camera or a tablet or something like that, so you can slow this down and make sure that when you pause at impact, you can see the lead shoulder in front of your head. And it's good to really comfortably see it, especially when you're thinking about it. If you see the shoulder moving back through impact, then that's when you really have to make sure you leave it in front. So we're going to start off at 25% swings, and we're going to get 10 in a row with our lead shoulder staying in front of our head. So I don't need you to do 100 million repetitions. I just need you to get 10 reps at an easy speed swing where you can keep this lead shoulder in front of your head. So we're going to load stride. My only thought is keeping my lead shoulder in front of my head at impact. So of course, I finished a little bit. My lead shoulder is still in front of my head. When we start ramping this up to say 50% swings, there's going to be a little bit too much speed to leave the shoulder in front of the head. There's going to be too much momentum and speed in the bat, and it's going to pull us around just a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ramp it up to 50%. Again, my only thought is making sure my lead shoulder stays in front of my head. So I'm going to load stride here. Okay, lead shoulder stays in front of the head. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make sure we can get 10 of those in a row at 50%, and then jump it up to 75%. I'll show you one here from down the line. Again, guys, if you start doing this correctly, it's going to be so much easier to get to impact. You can start having really a lot more fun hitting the ball solidly. So I'm going to load stride, my lead shoulder staying in front of the head. Okay, I'm going to get 10 more in a row, 75% with my lead shoulder staying in front of the head. If we can get them at 75%, the next piece is usually, not always, but usually pretty easy, where we go game speed swings, where you actually start hitting some front toss, side toss, something like that, or batting practice, and you do the same thing. You really just try to keep this lead shoulder, and then when you're checking yourself on camera, you see if the lead shoulder is still in front of the head at impact. So we're going to load stride here at game speed, and we could see if we watch the slow motion playback, the lead shoulder is going to be easily in front of the head. So guys, 10 repetitions in each progression in a row so that you can really start to get this is going to give you a huge jump in the right direction so that you can start coming into the ball solidly, getting into that forward shoulder tilt position, and you can start having a lot more fun because it's a lot quicker to get to the ball, and it's much more powerful because everything's coming into the ball solidly. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, stay tuned. I got an even better bonus video coming up for you. This lead shoulder checkpoint is absolutely critical, but if you couple it with this drill that I'm about to show you a preview of at the end of this video, it's really a 1-2 punch combo that's going to be great for your swing. You can check out that video simply by clicking on the iCard that pops up in the top left corner of your screen, or in the link in the description below. Go ahead and check that out, guys. Good luck with your games, good luck with your swings, and we'll see you guys soon.
Today, I'm going to show you the #1 move that kills bat lag. But most importantly, we're going to do a drill that will instantly give you a tight transition into bat lag and have your swing looking drastically better today. The move that I'm talking about here is when we're going into our transition and the bat lays down, and now the only thing that we have to rely on for bat speed is our pure strength. From Mike Trout, he does this really, really well. You'll see as we pause him here in the max bat lag position, his barrel is really high, and you can see that it's barely dipping into that line. You can imagine if this was a nail and this bat was a hammer, if I was trying to hammer this nail in like this would be kind of like me dumping the bat. But if I'm letting this hammer swing and slam into this ball over and over again, I'm going to be very, very efficient. Now, I'm sure you guys are ready for it by now. Let's go ahead and dive into the wall drill. All right, guys, here we go, the wall drill.